I would like to move on to introduce Julie, my first guest. Julie Devonshire is well known. She was working for a long time for One Water. She now works for Global Ethics as the Chief Operating Officer. May I welcome onto the stage Julie Devonshire. Might as well come sit with me here, Julie, because we're going to be up here for quite a long time. See, now this is like the Jonathan Ross show, except we don't get like the great music or the set. Right, Julie, this evening we're going to talk about the challenges that social entrepreneurs face. And since they seem to be facing endless challenges right now, and since you have been a participant in and the Chief Operating Officer of one of the most successful social enterprises in the country, I thought maybe you'd give a little background on how you got there and what biggest challenge you faced.
Well, our social enterprise started off 5 years ago. And we were basically a group of friends and business people who wanted to make money for water projects in Africa, but none of us knew anything about fundraising, and none of us wanted to run marathons or anything like that. So we thought we'd use our business skills to try to do that. And we decided that what we should do is we should create our own brand of mineral water, like all of the other brands out there in the marketplace. And that we should sell that and make a success of that, and that we should then give all of the profits that we might be able to make to fund water projects in Africa. None of us had ever done anything in the FMCG, that's fast-moving consumer goods in supermarkets before, but we thought we'd have a go. And we found someone who would make us a small quantity of our water, One Water, and then we found these brilliant projects that were being built across southern Africa, and we thought that they were definitely the projects for us. They were water pumps, really brilliant water pumps, built only in big kids' schools across southern Africa in places like Swaziland, South Africa, Lesotho, and Malawi. And they're powered by a children's roundabout. So in a big school, in the schoolyard, where there's already a bore sunk with maybe some broken pump or something on top of it, you put a huge kids roundabout that the kids absolutely love playing on. They spin and spin on the roundabout, and that motion pumps water up through the bore and stores that water up in a big storage tank, and that's enough water to serve 2,000 people in their community. And more important than that, from a sort of business and sustainability point of view, unlike anything else you'll ever find in Africa, it had a maintenance program with a 21-day call-out, which I thought was absolutely fantastic, bearing in mind that any water pumping kit anywhere in the world, 1/3 of it will be broken at any point in time. So we managed to go out and persuade Total Oil to be our first customer in their convenience stores in petrol stations. And on the back of that, we got listings in the Cooperative, in Morrison's, in Tesco's, in Waitrose, and with various wholesalers and food service companies as well, and started to sell. And then we decided that people liked the whole like-for-like concept, so buying water to fund water projects, and we branched out into water coolers for offices and water filters and water jugs for fridges, etc. And then we thought we'd try something else, and we thought we'd go into hygiene and sanitation, seeing as nobody wanted to fund anything in that because it's not very glamorous. And we launched One Toilet Tissue, followed by One Soap, funding brilliant hygiene and sanitation projects in kids' schools in Malawi. And then we launched One Condoms, funding HIV testing programs. We launched One Vitamin Water, funding fruit and veg garden building, etc. And in the next 6 months, we'll be launching One Eggs that are going to fund really good chicken and egg farming projects again in Malawi, and One Medical, which is going to be a range of sort of household first aid kits and plasters, etc., funding medical kits in communities in Malawi as well. And we've run just for over 5 years. We've made 5.2 million in profit, and we've donated all of that to our projects. We estimate that we've changed 1.4 million lives, so we're really proud of what we've done.
That's what you should.
Thank you.
If I recall correctly, one of those ideas actually came from school kids, didn't it?
Which one?
I don't remember, because all I know is that one of the judges sitting next to...
Oh, it was the medical range, came from a group of school kids who won a competition called One Big Idea that we judged.
That's right. And so
Yes.
basically they're very open-minded. They
Yeah.
harnessed the group sourcing power of school kids around the nation to figure out
Yeah.
what their next product was
Yeah,
going to be.
yeah.
Innovative at every level. And if you had one challenge that you guys faced over the last 5 years that totally stood out for you, that you find most memorable for good or ill, what was it?
It's the challenge that remains, I think, and it's got sort of two tiers to it. I think we've done a really good job of getting our products on shelf, and we've made a really good business model for retailers out there. There's big pressure on UK retailers to produce great corporate social responsibility material, and we're giving them a good way of doing that. So every time I build a play pump that's been funded through sales in Tesco's, it's in the name of Tesco's, but they're selling products and charging margin as they usually do. So it's really good and really cost-effective corporate social responsibility stories for them. So we've done a great job of getting the product on the shelf, but it's getting the product off the shelf that's the difficult bit. How do you make yourself a huge band of consumers out there who go to the supermarket and seek out your product, know what it is and buy it and tell other people about it, etc., when you haven't got any cash?
Yeah.
It's all about money.
You do realize that's the same challenge every small entrepreneurial business for
Yes.
social enterprise are not faces.
Yes,
Just
I
checking.
do realise that.
Just wanted to make sure.
I do realise that. But I think that's even more acute in social enterprise because of the nature of the end result of what you're doing, people are even more interested in the profits that you're paying over and the overheads that you have in your business. So you always have to demonstrate that you're absolutely 100% commercial and 100% efficient.